All right. We're back at it again. Welcome, everybody. I know we're midday here on a Tuesday of all days to live stream all about this new Anbernic, the RG35XX Pro. We won't take up too much of your time in this live stream, but Rob and I wanted to get together, kind of share our thoughts about this and provide just some clarity as what makes it pro. What does it do differently than other devices in its category? And also, surprisingly, we got a number of custom firmwares working on day one here. This just launched today. You can check it out in the description. It is available for $45 for these first 72 hours here. Then it goes up to $50. So it has some mean competition because the G350 just came out not too long ago. Supposedly maybe made by Anbernic or not, but they label this as Battle XP, and this is nearly the same thing. Let's go ahead and take a look there. This is an RK3326, and this is one that Rob and I absolutely adored. This is a handheld that came out of nowhere, and we just, I was gushing about this for a while. So I was like, man, I wonder when Anbernic's going to bring these buttons, this D-pad, this form factor to their handhelds. And we did not have to wait long because now they have the Pro, which is another H700 device giving us up to Dreamcast PSP, Nintendo DS, and no, Rob, what else? Those are the high end. Dreamcast.
A little, PSP. Not all of it Dreamcast.
Not all, but
a good amount.
Right, yeah, and so it's not a huge leap over the 3326 and the G350, but...
No, they both have their strengths and weaknesses, which, again, really comes down to just game-by-game basis kind of thing.
It does, and, one might be better at Saturn and whatnot, but it's a pretty tried-and-true chipset nonetheless, and why would you spend, $10 more over the G350 for this one? Well, that's something to consider because... For somebody who doesn't have one of these verticals, I gotta say, this is very iterative, very boring for us reviewers because we've seen this all before, and many of you long-timers in the hobby. But for someone new coming into this, they will benefit from all of Anbernic's iterative updates to their devices, slowly getting better and better with their buttons and responsiveness, custom firmware love from the community, and just all-around kind of quality. And so, while it seems like a ho-hum release, for somebody new, this might be a good recommend as their first budget vertical handheld if they're really into that Game Boy style. And we'll take a look at some comparisons today as well. And welcome.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with all of that. Yeah, I think this is going to be awesome for newcomers. I mean, for most of us that we've been entrenched in this space for such a long time, it doesn't do anything new. But for the price, it does. It does a lot. I mean, it's impressive. What you can get for $50 today. I mean, it's kind of insane.
Yeah, right. And Rob, what has been your thoughts using it for the last week? So embargo ends today. Yeah. I know we haven't been able to post much, but you've been playing with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a G350, which I really enjoy. I mean, I enjoy the G350 quite a bit. I actually forgot that I had put it in the case that's for this guy. I mean, the Anbernic case is great for this thing, but I mean, yeah, they are...
very, very samey.
Very samey. I mean, everything about it. I would say there's some nuances. The D-pad is a little bit stiffer on the 35XX Pro. Obviously, we have the top portion, which is going to be a little bit different. I don't know if you can see the lighting here. But we obviously have that video out that comes with the 35XX Pro, which you don't get with the G350.
Right.
Wi-Fi, of course, is the other big addition here. But yeah, I mean, if you've held a G350, you've held the 35XX Pro, basically. And I actually have an old classic here, too. I have the 353V.
Oh, you old romantic you, because I brought it as well. Look at this, samesies.
Look at all these colors. Look at these colors.
Fun color that you have on display here. Now, Russ from Retro Game Core is in chat.
I like that idea.
Great to see you, and everyone else in chat as well. But he's saying he wants to see the green one with white buttons, which would be neat. I thought that we could even interchange the G350 shell for the new 35XX Pro, but unfortunately, if you look at the... Oh, God. Well, that's broken. Shenanigans. If you look at the top, unfortunately, there are some differences. Like the ports aren't quite lined up. You do get the
right.
the HDMI option output on the Anbernic. Come on,
Yeah.
camera. So it's not going to quite line up, but you could probably force it with some creative hacksawing, right? Because everything else really does, and it's so close. But you could definitely swap out parts on these. This is Anbernic's tried and true line. And check out Russ's video, too, that just came out. It really makes some good points there, just about how, yeah, remember that there is cardinal snapping on some of these units. This one is no different. Their stock OS does have that cardinal snapping, unfortunately, which we don't love to see. But if you're a Nintendo 64 fan, Zeus says don't worry about it. It's fine. Or use your custom firmware. So already we have a Knulli development build ready to go that works day one here. And we've been tinkering today. Andrew and you both have been trying out custom firmware. You have, I know, Knulli. Andrew's messing around and doing MuOS. He got that working from an old, I think it was a 35XXH build. Was that right?
That's correct.
I know
he was using one of the 35XX devices. I forget which one, but I think the H sounds right. I think that was the right one. It
was the H. And he used an older, I think, original 35XX Plus build he might have been messing with. Ban was trying it with no result, but I'm not sure what build he was using.
That sounds like a skill issue.
Oh, we can't give him too hard of a time. The boy, he grew up in a barn. We can't.
That's true.
We can't be upset with him. True. But also, Rocknix surprisingly works as well. So Rocknix is working with the sticks working. The MuOS build we have did not work with sticks, so Andrew's still tinkering, and he'll be here on the show shortly to show what he's been cooking on there. But sorry, Ban. I didn't mean it. Nice to see you. And surprisingly, we do have people in live chat today. Figured middle of the day.
Like we said earlier, nice. I think it's going to be a very uninteresting release for most of us. But
well, for us, it's uninteresting.
Yeah.
Right? For us and for many of the long timers in the hobby, it's not. But again, man, I think for a newcomer, if a friend comes to me and they ask, I want to play something that's great at SNES through PS1, that's fantastic, that looks like my Game Boy growing up, what do you recommend for around, $40 to $60? And before, I've really been pushing on this G350. I'm like, man, if you want the right feel, you want the right feel of the buttons, and you don't mind not having Wi-Fi, the G350 is just awesome. Or,
for its price point, it's insane. I saw someone picked it up for $18 on the Discord. $18.
And a sale on a good day, you could perhaps pick up like the bigger screened 40XXV, which is excellent. You can go give yourself a Miu Mini Plus, or get yourself something like the newer game consoles like this R36XX or just the R36S. But now, after evaluating this, I wouldn't say spend, tons extra to get yourself a 353V. I would say $45 to $50 as it stands.
It's a pretty complete package.
It's a complete package.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
If you want that Wi-Fi, if you want retro achievements, if you want to be able to scrape, with all that kind of stuff, I mean, you get that with this device. And it's $50 right now. And imagine with AliExpress sales will be even cheaper. So, yes, a newcomer to the space getting all of this for the price is unreal.
In the meme around the community has been, well, what makes this pro? People are debating, is it the sticks that make it pro? Because the prior releases, like the 35XX...
It's this pro, basically. It's the G350 Pro.
Well, it's the G350 plus Wi-Fi and video out.
Yeah.
Plus a little bit of nuanced improvements in the performance. If you want to say it's performance improvements, H700 is a nominal improvement. Depends on what custom firmware you use, whether you want to say, it is technically better or not. If you like ArcOS, I might stick with the G350, like Ban said in his video today. Check that video out. But if you want to see what makes it pro, I think what they mean is compared to their old XX or XX Plus vertical, they've just added sticks. So there are now sticks. They're not Hall sticks. They're regular sticks. Yeah, there's cardinal snapping. But if you want to move on to MuOS or Knulli, one of the custom firmwares, they have already fixed that in those. I don't know if particularly for this handheld specifically yet, but that should be coming. Knulli build maybe already does have that fixed. And that's like a nice Batacera interface. MuOS is very much RetroArch based, so it may be the most performant, some could say. MinUI could or could not come to this. That's the very minimal. And then Rocknix is a very complete experience with Portmaster, which is really nice. And the disappointment I have to say about this, though, is that we had the 34XX which had 2 gigabytes of RAM. We're moving back down Pro, right, to 1 gigabyte of RAM in this. Why? That could have been an easy win. We could have said, oh, it's Pro because it has 2 gigabytes of RAM, plus you get the 2 sticks now, but we're going backwards to 1 gig. That's a bummer, but unless you're a big Portmaster person, I don't know how much the difference really matters.
Yeah, there's only a handful of games that will benefit from the extra gig of RAM, I believe. Yeah, it's only one device that has the 2 gigs.
Right.
I feel like Anbernic just randomly decided to throw the extra gigabytes towards that. It's like, why?
Oh, and we got Andrew here. Oh, Andrew, you got the OBS going, man. So we've gone over our first impressions. Share your, week-long impressions with this thing. I gotta let my dog outside. She needs to go. Oh my God, I cannot until I find out what happens here. Hold on. There's something. Oh, no. There's something happening here.
Oh.
Zoo? What's going on?
Oh, hello.
Oh my God. Turn that mic down.
I have been playing Dino Crisis. I've been playing Dino Crisis all day and drinking micheladas. How you guys doing?
Pretty good, man. I was enjoying a sugar-free 7-Up myself, but
so.
I like your shirt.
That holiday? Yeah, it's Pole. I got from Polish American Club, $7.
Yeah, I never tried that. I've tried that Malort's with you though.
Pretty good. Anyway, I like the the 35XX Pro. It's pretty good. I'm gonna do a video on it later, but I wanted to join and tell you I've been drinking beers and playing this all day. It's pretty good.
Well, what's your favorite thing about it?
I don't like the sticks. I feel like they're kind of pointless. But other than that, it's good ergonomics.
Yes.
It's got the speaker's good. It's downward firing. Headphone jack on the top. That's stupid.
Calvin wants to know, is this being recorded on a 35XX Pro?
No, it's windy as all get out here. I'm at the beach.
Where you? Oh, that is beautiful. What are you in that North Carolina area? Looks like a North Carolina.
One of the Carolinas, yeah.
Yeah. What's the difference between North and South Carolina, anyways?
Ordinal direction.
Ah.
All right, go back to your business. I'll just watch.
Thank you. I enjoyed I have to let my dog out to the bathroom, so you guys figure it out. Andrew, what's your initial thoughts? The people need to hear it. Please tell us.
Yes, Andrew. Yes, they do. They do.
That's as Ben said in his impressions today. It's an Anbernic. It's definitely.
That was riveting.
Yeah, I like it. It's pretty nice. It's solid. It's the G350. Like what it's. I don't know what else I'm supposed to say here. I know I need to fill space for Stubbs to go potty, but
no, it's a solid package. It's well built. Everything feels solid. D-pad, base buttons. Everything feels pretty nice here. I don't have a whole lot of complaints. Nothing really stands out as being completely awful on here. It's for its price. I mean, you get a good package here.
Yeah, and so there is one thing that happened, and I'm shocked that this is even working at the moment, because one night my wife and I we were giving our son a bath, and I forgot to drain the water out of the bathtub after we took him out and got him dry, and she was putting him to bed and everything, and I accidentally dropped, like I leaned over. Yazoo?
He's just reacting.
Yeah.
He's listening.
So there was still a couple inches of water in the tub, and I dropped it, and I thought I fried it, but I took it all apart, and let it just air dry overnight, probably for at least 12 hours or so, and then I managed to get it to turn back on, and it's been fine ever since then.
So what's the IP water rating you would think on this?
Lock.
Is it Kindle level or?
Oh, I have no idea, man.
Like, how often do you think someone's going to be playing this underwater, though?
Zoo, I feel like probably already did.
Zoo, is this true? Is the allegations true?
Yeah. He's just nodding yes.
Yeah, he's playing it in the ocean. We should do a video sometime. What is the best handheld to play in the ocean under the water?
Little
There's
Mermaid.
not many. Yeah, the Little Mermaid unicorn of our dreams that we need to. Which device is the one for us? He's getting set up over there. Okay, so we have some different things we want to share. I don't know what you all really want to see out of this. For people who've been following us and following the scene, you know what this is, right? This is the H700 that Anbernic has done time and time again with some minor changes. It's very super duper iterative. So it's just, for us again, and for many of you, this is probably just not very exciting. And yet I'm going to come back to the fact that for newcomers, this might be the recommend from now on, as long as long-term testing on this, I will say a month or so, doesn't bring up any random issues. There's some downsides to all of these H700s, one of them being that charging is not great. So you can do C2C charging on this, but you cannot, unfortunately, do fast charging. So you're going to have to be specific what cable that you use, how much power you're delivering to it. But that's something that sort of is a problem with many of these.
I will say that I used a fast charger that I had laying around that I plugged it in. It was charging the device the way it should be. So there is control there in terms of what the power output should be. So it seems to take a lot of chargers. I've been testing a whole bunch of them. They seem to be fine. It's just you're not gonna get fast charging on this thing. Yeah,
and like Calvin said, Russ said in his video, use an old cable. It's not a power delivery, not a PD cable. That should be fine. But yeah, C2C does work, which is good. Convenience-wise, it's good. Many of your power banks are going to be able to charge this okay, just as is. If you have these, they generally know what they're doing with the power. But do we recommend this? I don't think our opinion is going to change throughout this live stream, because we've already been testing this for, at least a week? Maybe, has it been 2 weeks now? Since we got it, actually? Then the embargo lifted today.
Did we get it a week ago? I don't remember.
Maybe
it's something like that.
Time's a flat circle.
Time's so strange around here.
Yeah, I agree with that.
However long it's been, it's a simple, easy recommend. It's a safe option. We know what this does. There's nothing particularly great about it that's any different than anything else. So if you already have a bunch of handhelds, or even just one or two others in this price bracket, probably just stick with what you have. If you're new to this, or if you want to have a recommend for a family member, a friend, I really don't know what else to recommend as a vertical in this price bracket. You get Wi-Fi, so you get your retro achievements. You do get your box art scraping if you want that. A slew of custom firmware options. And in general, for all the retro stuff, it's just going to do it well. Many of like Game Boy Color is fun in here because they already have the bezels and the overlay working. And let's just start playing. Let's just switch over to that.
Yeah.
Enough chit.
So you're going to be going over the stock firmware experience with us, right?
So yeah, I'll start first. This is the stock experience. Rob's going to show the Knulli experience, and then Andrew's going to be showing MuOS and Rocknix, which are a little more experimental, but he did get them working.
Can I say I'm just really proud of Andrew? He's playing an excellent game. Apotris is awesome.
Apotris, yeah, man.
Oh, don't pay attention to me. Now I'm gonna die.
You,
don't
sir, have
nervous.
fine taste. You pick some of the
Don't
same
be
games that
nervous.
I do for Portmaster. It's like almost a must, you know?
I spent, because I ran out of time trying to get my setup.
Well, it's a ready-to-go game. That's the best part about it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's Zoo.
Dude, we can't see anything.
Laughing it up out there. We can
He's
see
doing
a little bit.
He's doing a brightness
the-
test.
he's
He's
in the
doing a
menu.
brightness test for us. It's fine.
Dude, look at that RetroArch menu. That's a clean 60 FPS. It's perfect. Perfect.
I miss
Okay.
it.
So I actually, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I usually just stick with the stock OS on many of these because at least they give us theming right out of the box. So,
I can't because like you can in theory get Portmaster working with stock firmware, but it's kind of annoying, and I love Portmaster on these type of devices. I think it's great. Honestly.
I need to mess with Portmaster more. It's just not the first thing I go to, but I can appreciate
That's fair.
the passion for it. It's something I just need to get into more really and mess around with. I get stuck at trying to find all the files that I need for every game, and then I run into issues, and by that point I already, I have to get my son down for bed or something, so the game time is done. So for me, it's like, what can I boot up and just play and just start going for it? So I'll often, when I get these, I'll just boot it up, start a game, and then just start playing through it, and tinkering as I go. But when we do our more in-depth stuff, yeah, let's take a look at all those custom firmwares like we're going to today a bit. But here, check this out though. This is what immediately impressed me on this.
So we got Episode 1 Racer.
Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. Is that on GameCube? Zoo, you got GameCube working on there? That was a funny joke.
None of us are laughing.
That was a farce.
I'm just focused.
You playing Marathon?
Yeah.
Oh, Marathon's sweet. Yeah, the stock experience is really kind of no frills. And this white unit here is probably my favorite of the colorway options. I just like just the little bit of touch of color on the buttons. And it's very simple, very clean. If you have kids, though, probably don't ever get a white handheld if they're going to be playing on it. I like the green, too. It's not the perfect, like, remember the 35XX SP green? That was a really nice green. This is a little more jade. Like a jade
they
green
call
or
it
something.
a transparent teal. So
Transparent teal, okay.
Yeah,
It's
that's what they're
transparent
calling
teal.
it.
And you can see the PCB in there, and that's kind of cool, but I don't know.
I
for me, I'm
am really
towards this.
tempted to swap out the white to the green. I think that would look so cool. The white face buttons and all that stuff will look so cool on that, I think.
Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be good. All right, let's take a look at this. So if you use the RetroArch option in here, I like that they include, these stock overlays. So it just works out of the box like this, and it's like, oh, yeah, I have a Game Boy Color in my hands now. That's fun. I kind of felt the same about the 40XXV and the 35XX Plus. The original 35XX, I really loved using Garlic OS, though, instead of stock. Garlic OS, I still have that ready to go on here at any time. That's a forever OS on the OG for me. And when we think about like the 35XX Plus, that gave us that first H700. It was the first in the line. So now maybe they do consider this a Pro because this is maybe we're at the end of the H700 line. Maybe there's going to be no more, and this is like completing the full circle, starting at the 35XX Plus, going all the way around to this 35XX Pro, which really is just, that G350 with Wi-Fi and some video out.
Yeah, I'll argue against your point for a second.
Yeah,
just because if this was the last one for real, they would have put 2 gigs in it.
You think so?
Like, if this was the ultimate H700, they would have put 2 gigs in it because they just did it with the 3.4.
I wonder if they were already working on this though before they put out the 3.4. Maybe that's
not my
why.
Problem.
Well,
they don't
no,
need to hit
not.
12 handhelds in 9 months. They don't need to do it.
They don't need to, but they really are back on making up for lost time. Why do you think they didn't do 2 gigs though? That's the question. I don't know.
What you said is probably true.
I don't know.
I'm not
I just
sure.
work here, man.
It's very difficult to talk, and with all these pieces
Isn't
are
it?
moving so fast.
Isn't it
Anyways.
tough? See, you see why I'm so terrible on stream every time.
Hey, ban. Kick rocks, buddy.
Yeah, remember what they said, and Max Zhao said, this will be the last H700.
Pepperidge Farmer members.
Yeah, and
that was the title of the review. That's why I told Ben to kick rocks.
I mean, they keep making these really because they just have overstock.
They have
bought
to.
out all of the H700s. No other competitor uses this chipset because they just bought everything, I think.
They're like, how many chips do you want? Yes.
Yes.
Or nobody else wanted it.
They just didn't see the potential in it,
I feel like other brands would have wanted to use it by now because they could get that custom firmware love. They see people, going crazy for MuOS or whatever your flavor is, and they're like, I'd like to get in on that if I could get an H700 in my device. But no, we're gonna stick to this because Anbernic's got that cornered. Ooh, that Apotris does look good.
It's so much fun. I love this game. But that's what I love about Portmaster. It just opens up a whole library of games. I mean, what are they over almost 1,100 games at this point now?
Yeah.
Just think about that, having access to 1,100 different games that you pretty much otherwise wouldn't have without Port Master on a $50 device. You know, it's just kind of awesome.
And you're running.
I'm running
Knulli on here.
This is Knulli. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, so Knulli's running pretty well.
Do you want to talk about a little bit, like, comparisons wise, the buttons between the? What was that nuance you were talking about?
So I noticed that this D-pad here is just a little bit kind of looser, I guess. It just lets me pivot a little faster. This is just a little bit stiffer. It just...
Oh, you are totally right. Totally right. Just a little bit, though.
It's a very subtle difference, but it definitely is a lot... I mean, not a lot. It's a little stiffer than the G350, so... It could be that it just needs to be broken in more, or it's just the membrane that they're using. I mean, I haven't done a teardown on this one to see just if it's exactly the same in that regard, but... Yeah, I mean, it's just a subtle nuance. It's still a pretty nice D-pad. I mean, it's still really solid.
I mean, we could do that today if we have time. And I guess while we're looking at it, let's just compare these two as well. Yeah, there's Rob.
Yeah, the 353V.
How's it feel with against the 353V? I have one of those here too.
These are...
It's better than
funny.
The 353V.
Yeah,
right?
I was gonna say it's better because I'm trying to do like my pivot thing that I like to do in the center.
Feel good.
It bottoms out.
It does. It totally does.
That's interesting. So these two are definitely better than the D-pad that you get with the 353V. That's kind of interesting. So there's refinements. I mean, obviously Anbernic has come, a long way since this device came out. This is pretty old nowadays, and
that has the RK3566 in it, so it's more performant but also more expensive.
Yeah. The face buttons, hold on, let me not start pressing things. Let me turn this off first. So these are definitely stiffer. I would say that the G350 and the 35XX Pro are pretty similar in terms of their tension, just the stiffness.
Yeah.
This is looser. I would say the 353V is looser. I actually like this a little more, I will say. This feels a little hard to press down at times, but it's still gives you that good feedback, which I really love on a face button.
Rob, I'm going to play very pretty music while you talk. It's a good vibe,
especially with my semi-sick voice.
It's the right vibe.
But it's funny going back to this device and just looking at it and seeing where we are today. I mean, how much was this guy when it first came out? It was over $100, wasn't it?
It was for the 353V itself. Yes, over 100. In fact, up to like 130, 140, because you get extra RAM, you get Android dual booting option. But then we got the VS, which came in at around $80, which is just Linux, half as much RAM.
So I will say I love that, again, with the same thing with the G350, we get that kind of angled for the shoulder buttons on the back. I much prefer that over just the flat, straight line that you get with the old 353V.
Kurt angled,
yes. It just feels like you get that better ergo. It just makes more sense. Whereas here, you're like, your fingers are going at a right angle here. It's kind of awkward a little bit.
Yeah, they hadn't quite figured out the ergonomics on like the slope shoulder. That was not a thing yet. I feel like some of those Etsy shops really pioneered and made popular the slope shoulder design. And then we started
very much so, yes. Very much so.
All of a sudden, the actual main brand started coming out with these slope shoulders after that, because everybody was modding.
My MiU Mini here with those better shoulder buttons.
Yes,
see, they did that slope thing there.
Yeah,
so
I have to think
that's probably where the trend kind of started. They started to look at that and say, "Oh, yeah, that kind of makes more sense." Have it at an angle.
It used to be commonplace that you would get one of these handhelds and you immediately had to mod it. Remember, like the R36S, the original 3.5. Here I have it on mine. Original 3.5XX right there. Day one, it's like, all right, listen, here's the mods you have to do. You have to do a tape mod so the D-pad doesn't give you false diagonals. Just do fun buttons just because. And then you got to do like your slope shoulders so you don't get crazy, loud, clicky, unergonomic shoulder buttons.
Yep.
And I remember dreaming in the day, like, when will these brands just start including this into the product and make the D-pad not have false diagonals? And they've been iterating, and then finally, first the G350 did it. It's like, oh, this is like perfect. The shoulders, the D-pad, the face buttons, the joysticks, the screen, that IPS display, that 3.5 inch. This was just, good. $38 or whatever. Like, oh my God, yeah, sign me up. But
yeah, I remember when Ben and I got it. We were like one of the first to get it, and we're like, Ben, it's good, right? Like we weren't sure. We're like, we kept asking each other, like, this is good. How's this good? It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. I remember we were like, oh, this is going to be another one of those e-waste things.
Oh, for sure.
One of the hundreds of AliExpress slop jobs that you would have for the RK3326 or whatever low-end budget you could get. And there's so many of them, and they're all just meh. Most of them are fine. None of them do anything particularly great.
Fine on a good day.
Fine on a good day. Like this one is fine, but it's actually pretty dang good. It's just, it's not one that caught on with popularity is all. This is another one that I would say is kind of up there for me. I can't speak to the software though, but just the button feel and everything. And they're also game console themselves are switching to that sloped design, which is nice to see. But finally, Anbernic did this, and there is a little fanfare to it, but I got to give credit where credit's due that they did do a good job on taking their their buddy's design or whatever for the G350 and saying, hey, we know what works. Can we just make our own version of this? And he was like, yeah, man, I want to do it. So,
yeah, I mean, I'd say it's definitely a win for the G350 and the 35XX Pro when it comes to the shoulder buttons. They're better than the 353V for sure. So it's nice to see that they iterated on that.
It is, yeah. It's cool. And moving over to Andrew here, so he has what do you have loaded on what here?
Oh, this is just the
R36S, yeah.
G350 that is dead, that I forgot to charge.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to get my 353V to charge up, but I tried to turn it on and it's
You can do some screen comparisons. That's a good call. I think mine might be charged, but so you have what is loaded on your Rocknix?
Yeah, I have Rocknix right now, but
That's awesome.
with Rocknix, they don't have a build yet. I don't think we'll have to wait too long for that. But currently,
what build did you use for this?
The 35XXH nightly build.
35XXH nightly build. Is that the same handheld build you went with for MuOS too?
That's a good question. I actually don't remember which one I picked for. No, I didn't get to that. I was supposed to do that, and this is what happens when you have to do two screens, two streams for the first time.
Don't you just have it on a microSD card though? I know the sticks don't work on the one you did, but that's fine.
Oh yeah, I have one that because I picked the 35XX original or the 2024.
Oh, the 2024. That's right.
And that one doesn't. It launches, it works, but the sticks don't work. And I was supposed to try the H because it's got the dual sticks, but I forgot.
That's okay. Let's just go with the build that you have without the sticks because that makes sense. The 2024 didn't have sticks, so why would they have it there for no reason?
Yeah, you think I would have thought of that before I flashed it, but I did not.
How's the Rocknix experience though?
So far, it's been fine. Everything seems Wi-Fi where everything works, which is nice. So far, it's very. I downloaded a few port master games, and that's all I've downloaded so far on here. Because it was hey, Andrew's got this too. Let's get Andrew on the podcast or the live stream too. So it was a mad dash to see what was going to work.
Well, when I heard you had two of the custom firmwares working, I'm like, dude, you gotta show these off to the people.
Right.
Please.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And you're like, okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, like I said, the Wi-Fi works on Rocknix. The sticks work. Everything works. It's what you would expect, even though it's not technically the correct build, but it works. So let me try and figure out because I've got a stack of microSD cards over here.
Oh sure, yeah.
Let me figure out which one is which.
I'll address this super chat as well. Andy Black, can I stream Game Pass? You know, if you have Wi-Fi in here, yes, technically you should be able to do some streaming, maybe Moonlight, but Game Pass on Linux, I don't know. Rob, is that even a thing?
Game Pass.
Game Pass.
I mean, I know Moonlight is. You could do Moonlight.
You could.
Yeah.
You could pipe. Could you pipe a Game Pass through your PC through Moonlight to the handheld though?
I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't be able to.
You could do PC Game Pass anyways. I guess you could do it in the browser. You could double stream. You can stream in the browser actual Game Pass cloud streaming through Moonlight to the handheld. So I guess if you really needed it to specifically be Game Pass, I think you could do it. But also another question here. Castlevania Kid, thank you for your super chat. I can't wait for everyone to make a video of their favorite handhelds of 2025. Yeah, man. We have stuff cooking for that. It's still early. We're only the year's halfway done. But I'm already kind of forming my opinions on this. The second half of the year always surprises me, though. It feels like end of summer, early fall, we get hit with all this release news again.
Sorry,
careful,
Stubbs.
Rob. So, Rob, you're playing Mario N64 here. Are you playing in game standalone mode or RetroArch?
No, I'm in Knulli, so I haven't changed any.
Right.
So, like, I noticed there's graphical glitches, so I haven't messed around with anything. This is just pre-configured out of the box, basically. I just loaded my my ROM, basically. That's all.
Does Knulli default to the Rice plugin?
I don't know. I'll have to check. Yeah,
because you're gonna get the most speed boost out of that, but you'll get the most graphical glitches.
I mean, it's running very well. It just, there's some minor graphical glitches, which doesn't bother me too much.
Man, it's running it well though.
Oh yeah.
No. I like that. Okay. Get to the big bomb. Pick that bad boy up. Toss him off that mountain.
You don't scare me.
You don't scare me. Dude, I've been really enjoying getting my son into the Mario lore, and he loves playing Bowser in the new Mario Kart World game. And Mario Kart 8. And he's throwing you off the mountain. Oh, well. How's that experience with the sticks, though?
That's why. It's great, yeah. I mean, like, this is where I like having the sticks. N64 is nice, because then you can map the C to this.
Does Knulli feel like it has the cardinal snapping, though, on the left stick?
I haven't noticed it. I mean, this is pretty good. I will load up...
graduated.
I can load up PSP as well to see if we could test it there.
That'd be great, yeah. Let's take a look at PSP.
Okay, let's get out of here. Let's see what we got going on in here.
Let's see.
I'll just pick anything, it's fine.
Burnout Legends, band's favorite game. Michael Benny, how the heck is the 353V still $98?
This is Anbernic, dude.
Do you
look at the Win 600?
Remember when Temu had those like newcomer deals, and you could get a 353V for about $10 for a couple of weeks there? We just went mad on that. You got an RG505 for $10, the 353V. Never saw that happen again.
So I don't know if you guys can see this.
So you're in Knulli, and you are...
It looks to be the same as what stock had, honestly.
We'll do a little bit of movement towards the inner circle. Like, see if you can safely go around without it getting interrupted by cardinal snapping.
No, it's definitely
snapping.
It's snapping. I mean, you could tell it's snapping. Like, it's very obvious. It's like,
so there,
boop, 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 boop,
this is a Well, it is a developmental build, so they probably haven't accounted for this yet.
Yeah, and I should say, like, because this is a development build, when I first loaded up, my D-pad and my analog sticks were not working at all. But thankfully, I was able to kind of navigate just using the menu and all that. And I remapped it, and so everything's fine now with the controls. But, this is a development build. But I wanted to at least see what Knulli was like on here, and it's solid. I mean, I have no other issues besides that, so...
Let's take a look at the website real quick. So if you want to pick one of these up, it's available direct through Anbernic.com or AliExpress. There is local shipping to the U.S., luckily, which is going to save you on that tariff nonsense. But as far as colorways goes, you get transparent teal, you get white, and you get black. BAN has the black unit. If you want to see a video or written article, we have it on our website and our YouTube channel for that. 64 gig card it comes with, $44.99. And China to U.S. shipping restored, they say. So that's cool. When you're doing this, it might try to default to giving them a tip as well. So you just be wary of that. If you do want to give them a tip, that's cool. But it does, I think, default to that on some of these direct manufacturer sites. And as well, remember, there's $5 off for the next, I guess, 2 days. and then it's going to go up to that $49.99 price. Also, if you want to go and look at the AliExpress listing, that should be about the same price. And if you are used to using AliExpress and you rely on them in your country, it should be about the same cost. But I would recommend if you're in the U.S. and you're looking to get this in the U.S., make sure to choose the local warehouse option on AliExpress and the Anbernic website. And this should be on Amazon very shortly. We may even see some of these in best. It's already there.
Yeah, it's on there. I saw earlier today. It's like $69 or $70, something like that.
I gotta make a. I'll add it to the description after. Well, AliExpress same price, $44.99. Looks they have a couple different configs though. They have a 64 gig card, 128 gig card, 256 gig card. Realize that Anbernic will give you, thousands of games. They say 11,000, but they typically leave off the main first-party Nintendo games. So probably no Mario games if you want that. I don't know if there'll be like Donkey Kong.
They've been good about that. Yeah.
They want to stay out of hot water with Nintendo, but they're perfectly fine sailing the high seas for every other IP. Which that's a risk that they want to take on. Whether you support that or not, I would say if you don't want the games, get the 64 gig card, throw on your own SD card, throw on your own games, and then you're good to go.
Speaking of, also, did you notice that they are no longer using those branded cards anymore?
Oh, they switched back to the...
They're just unbranded.
Okay, well...
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just... Again, just something to be mindful of. So if you're used to seeing those branded cards in the past from Anbernic, that this one actually doesn't seem to have it.
They're saving a little cost there, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, at this price
here's
point,
what it is, Sony.
I get it.
It's just these generic.
Yep, it's just generic now.
Generic card. So I do recommend putting in a SanDisk or a Samsung. Pretty low cost to get your own if you want.
Interesting.
And there you go on Amazon.
Damian Lim says that it looks like the 128 and 256 gigabyte cards are going to be the branded cards. So that's interesting.
So if you want to upgrade and pay a little more, you will get a brand name card. The Kioxia are rebranded, I think Toshiba cards.
Toshibas, yes. Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be
pretty solid. Yeah, I mean they're good.
Yeah, a little higher quality, man, which is good. If you have to have if you have to have it sooner, typically Amazon will be a really good bet. This doesn't look like it has Prime yet, so they probably just dropped it today. I'm sure Prime is coming. It is a lot more money, but you do get Amazon's return policy, which is great. So I like that. And you may even see this at Best Buy at some point. A lot of their some of their Android ones are showing up at Best Buy. I don't know if they're going to get the budget series, but... It's interesting. It does come with a screen protector. Wait, sorry, no, it doesn't come with a screen protector. Yeah, that's right. It doesn't come with a screen protector this time.
I mean, I guess it's a good thing. It's a 3.5-inch screen. It's pretty standard.
You don't really on these. You just don't. Yeah, always need it. It comes with USB-C cable. That's it.
Never use the screen protectors that are included with these devices.
I used to. I used to be super. Me. Yeah, I used to be super anal about that, and I'd put it on these often, but these days I rarely do. I actually did put it on the 36XX. As far as like accessories with this though, they do have one accessory. It's this case. Very simple. Has a picture of the handheld. I think this is $5 to $10 on their website and AliExpress. And I mean, it's a nice tight fit. Makes room for the shoulders. No wiggle room. You can put your cord in there.
And as a bonus, it works with your G350 as well.
And yeah, you can just pop your G350 in there, and no one's the wiser. I really do like the G350. Oof.
Same.
And maybe are we just being sentimental though? Are we sentimentally attached to this because this one?
I am. I'm sentimentally attached to the color pink.
Yeah, the pink one's sweet.
It's just great looking.
I really want to do a Frankenstein experiment where we do swap the shell and get the guts of the Pro into the G350 pink model. Have the HDMI be damned. The top will be all butchered. But you could probably 3D print, rip this out, do a 3D printed like top thing, cut all that off. It'll look terrible, but maybe.
I can't wait to see this mod. You're gonna like Dremel out like the top portions.
You can Dremel, yeah. And then 3D print a new
It'll look
top.
great.
Super glue it or something.
I won't be as bold. I think I'm just gonna take the white analog sticks and face buttons and all that and put it into the teal one and see how that looks.
Oh, there you go.
That I think will look kind of cool.
That always looked great on the R36S when you swapped out the white into the ones that were meant to have the black buttons. That's cool. Okay, so let's just do some quick comparisons. People might want to know just... And again, you could really, as far as buttons go and as far as size comparisons go, you can reference any of our videos about the Battle XP G350 and come away with the exact same result.
Pretty much. I have a couple verticals on hand, I mean, as well, if you guys are curious.
I would like to see your comparisons as well. So here's original 35XX, you know, with the Pro, with the G350. We can take the G350 out because that's just going to be the same.
It's just the same thing, basically.
353V, 35XX, or no, sorry, 40XXV, which this one has been very popular. It's a little bit bigger 4-inch screen. A lot of us are pretty big fans of this one. Great for Game Boy. A strong competitor to the Retroid Pocket Classic, by the way, which that is a little higher price, over $100. It does get give an OLED screen, but no sticks. So yeah, a little bit smaller than that. Likewise, once again, I'll bring up a indie favorite of mine, the R36XX.
That pink looks good.
Yeah, those are the main ones I have. Here, let's see your guys' comparisons. I didn't bring all my handhelds in here today.
I got a couple. Tech Mommy
the
came
Game
in.
Boy.
Tech Mommy came in. She's like,
She came in
"You
clutch.
think you might have a problem?" Or I'm like, "Yeah, I got a lot of verticals here."
Didn't she know what she was getting into when she was
right?
getting with you?
The office should have given it away. But yeah, I got my funny playing Game Boy Color here, so pretty similar, you know. I mean,
I love
Game Boy
my
Color
funny
is a thick boy, you know. They got
Yes.
that big booty bump out on the bottom there.
I know you like your badonks. I just know you like those big badonks. And I have no judgment.
Look at that analog pocket,
Analog
though. I mean,
pocket.
that is a big guy. It's huge in comparison.
Look at that glow in the dark. That's nice.
You're just showing off at this point.
That's nice.
No. Mod retro chromatic? Why not?
Oh, Andrew, you need one of those.
Similar. It's a little bit wider on this guy.
Yep. And the buttons on that, I don't love the buttons on that mod retro. They're all heavy feeling.
Retroid Pocket Classic?
Yes, that's what people want to see.
Yep.
Do you have the Pokemon one on hand?
I actually don't have the Pokemon edition, and I want that one so much.
I wish we had someone on stream who had the Pokemon edition. That would be wild. Wait a minute. This just
It would
in.
be wild.
We do have somebody on the stream.
That was terrible.
Well, I thought we were going to swap to his camera. I don't know. Okay, the
Oh, you
Game
have
Boy
one of
Advance SP unhinged.
Oh, this is a legend device because I got this off eBay for probably half of what it should have been, and I don't know how. I just sniped an auction, and it was a couple years ago, so maybe that's partly why. But
Zeus says
yeah,
there's deer. Zeus said
is a beauty.
there's deer at the beach. So if you wanted to know,
So yeah, unhinged versus hinged, I guess. I don't know.
and then looking over at Andrew's stream, we do have the Pokemon Classic. I'm not crazy. There it is. Compared to the G3 or G350, the 35XX Pro,
Yeah.
a little bit taller on the Classic, a little bit fatter
Sorry.
badonk.
First time doing a overhead cam, so forgive me.
No, it looks good.
You're like
well
a
lit.
pro.
Yeah,
I would never know.
I would have never known. Oh, and you have
Yeah.
your Aya Neo DMG. So if you want the ultimate
DMG,
Game Boy,
yeah.
OLED Snapdragon G3X Gen 2? Gen 3?
Yeah. Nope, Gen 2.
Gen 2. Ridiculous amounts of power. That is maybe the option. Retroid, about $110, $100 to $120, somewhere around there.
Well, that's why.
130. And then that's an R36S on the far right.
I feel like the Retroid Pocket Classic's like the blue collar version of the DMG.
Yeah.
It's like the working man's version of it, which is fine. I love the classic. I think it's
I love
awesome.
the Classic, yeah. I didn't care for the DMG. I don't know if it's because it's too much overpowered.
No, I love it. I love it too.
The Classic gives us a pretty powerful Snapdragon for $130, and the DMG is around $400 or more. That particular retro model is like $700.
I'm kind of impressed by what that Classic can handle. I mean, that Snapdragon in there is pretty impressive. It does punch above its weight.
Hey man,
able to do a lot of stuff on there, you know.
If shaders and bezels and all that is your jam, I mean, pay a little more, get yourself, the Retroid Classic or that DMG, and you can go to town putting on every shader that you love. And you should still get good performance, especially
I love all the colors.
Game Boy.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
It's so great.
Oh, and you got a XX.
Ooh.
What the hell is that?
Smoky.
It's the XXV with 35XX plus buttons stolen out of it.
Get out
so
of
that
town.
I can have the DMG style.
That's
I think
nice.
It looks way better.
Yeah, that's popping.
I don't know if this is better.
I like that.
Yep,
I really like that transparent black one that you have there.
Oh, you got Knulli on there. That's cool.
That is nice.
I've got the old build.
That's
a good idea.
Beautiful lineup of handhelds right there.
Which one of these, Andrew? Which one of these would you be your go-to for tossing in the pocket, going to the beach or something?
Oh, beach? Probably the. Ooh. That's tough. Probably the RG35XX Pro.
Really?
Yeah. What is happening?
I say that because
there's Zoo's deer that he's seeing at the beach right now. Breaking news. We have deer.
Da, 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 da.
Never change. But I say the Pro because of these two are OLED screens, and I don't want them to get screwed up.
Yeah, if it's something if you just want a beater device, like when I go camping, I tend to take the cheaper devices.
Yeah, it's one of these. These would be the two that I would consider for a beater device. I don't know which one I would pick like off the bat because I like having the Wi-Fi.
Right.
And when I go back from the beach to the hotel room or the condo or whatever, this gives me Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I will say it's been nice to have the Wi-Fi.
more.
I mean, even like right now, I was just quickly transferring games over, through the Wi-Fi and just scraping things. I was quick to get everything set up very fast, So it is nice to have it, And I think every device at this point should have it. It doesn't cost them anything. It barely costs them anything to add this, So they really, really should just have it as a standard thing at this point.
It should. And should we real quick pull up the specs, producer Sony? I see you have it over there. Okay, so we haven't gone over this yet. Just real quick, you know what this is, but it's IPS screen. It is at 3.5 inches, 640 by 480 OCA full lamination. You get the H700 chip, ARM Cortex A53, dual-core G31 MP2 for the GPU, LPDDR4, 1 GB of RAM, Linux on there as the default. They do support that third-party Rixel HK. Wish they wouldn't, but it's on there. So if you want to download pirated games directly onto it, you could. It does have 2.4 and 5G Wi-Fi and Bluetooth 4.2, so you should be able to do some of your peripherals to that. And the speaker on it, you're not going to hear it very well from us over stream because of StreamYard's compression and noise gating, but the speaker's okay. It's a mono downfiring speaker.
Yeah.
It's nothing to write home
nothing
about.
groundbreaking, yeah.
But it serves its purpose. The music is pretty clear, especially like the pixel music in 8-bit, 16-bit games, which is good. And
it does get pretty loud. I mean, it is pretty loud.
It does get loud. Yeah, it doesn't really get crackly, which is nice. The battery is going to be 3,200 milliamp hours lasting. They say about 7 hours. I haven't seen my testing vary too much from that. I have not played on it, though, for 7 full hours yet. It's kind of been in starts and stops over the week, where it's like, okay, comparing it to like the 34XX SP as far as performance goes with that extra gigabyte of RAM in there, I don't see any difference between the two as far as general, emulation gameplay. Portmaster, sure, I think there's going to be some variance. For charging, 5-volt, 1.5 amps, supports C-to-C charging as long as you use an older cable, older non-power delivery cable and charger. Also has motor in it, a vibration motor, which is good. It does have that HDMI out, which is good if you want to consoleize this, Bluetooth some controllers, and you have a full console with your TV, which is something to consider. Type-C charging, user manual, and it comes in at 0.191 kilograms. What is that in regular grams? That's
191.
191 grams.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's Overall, it's very lightweight.
You gotta move the decimal point.
That's
Stubbs.
all you have. Well, that's all
Carry
you
the
have to
7.
do. That's all you have to do. Yeah, ergonomics, man. It is. I'm already in love with the G350. Ergonomics are solid there. Ergonomics are solid here. The way your hands grip the shoulder buttons is nice. The button sound is pretty quiet on the back. The face buttons are quiet while being a little clacky. Just a little bit if you want to mash them real hard. D-pad, though, love that. And while it does pass the Contra test barely for me, Street Fighter... I'm sorry, backwards. Contra is okay, at least in Russ's estimation, with how he tests Contra. For me, I'm just bad at the game. But Street Fighter, I can pull up Hadoukens on this, no problem. And we can actually pull that up if we want.
Do you have a 35XX SP on you, Stubbs?
No.
I don't have one within reach.
It's in
someone was
another
asking
room.
about it.
If one of us has it, yeah, maybe we can grab that. I gotta...
What are they asking about the SP?
If it's thicker when it's
there
closed.
You go. Oh, Russ has got us covered here.
I've got a couple. Also.
There you go.
Yep, there you go. Beautiful.
I like
clutch.
that transparent. Yeah.
Andrew came in clutch here.
All right, gonna do some Hadoukens there. Come on, Chun-Li. There we go. Now I'm getting in rhythm.
Yeah, I was gonna say the way you're just hitting them is yep.
Yeah. So okay, yeah. D-pad.
Fighting games for me are the way I test D-pads, but the funny thing is, what you want out of a D-pad for a fighting game will be a little bit different than what you want for Contra, for example. So,
I did try this in the sunshine this week and out when I was in the car in the passenger seat, of course, but it doesn't look great in the sunlight. Like the screen doesn't quite get bright enough.
No.
So if you want a good vertical sunshine handheld, get the freaking Trim UI brick. That thing is bright, so nice and bright, but it's a lot smaller. But the screen is your standard fare IPS. It's a very nice looking IPS, and it does get very dim if you're playing in bed at night. This will get just a little bit clackety, so your partner might not love that you're playing this in bed next to you, but at least the screen is dim, and if you don't use the shoulders too much, and you're not slamming on the face buttons, if you're going to play some role-playing games, I think you can get away with it pretty well with this. Does the D-pad feel the same as the Battle XP? So yeah, Rob talked about this. He actually found some nuance where the G350 is a little bit looser, and it feels better in that regard, and this is a little bit stiffer here on the Pro. After him pointing that out to me, am like, oh, you are right. It is very slight. I'm talking like a 2% difference.
Yeah, it's very subtle. It's
But
definitely subtle.
It could just be a slight
I like the slight
difference in the membrane.
looseness
I don't know.
on the G350, but
It's more classic. Yeah, it's more
But it's-
Nintendo controller like.
for me, it's like neither here nor there.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah, it's very
functionally, I'd
samey.
say they're pretty much the same.
And the face buttons too. I'm like they are the same.
Those
the
are
joysticks,
identical.
It's
Yeah.
identical.
Yeah.
You do have L3, R3 though, if you want to play your Ape Escape and all that good stuff, and L2, R2, and all the triggers and shoulders. But you can tell that this is the same shell for the most part, minus the top, where you do get 3.5 headphone out on both of these, only video out on the Pro, and you do get your USB-C ports, down firing speakers. Very, very good. We have to fulfill the promise that was given to us in the thumbnail. We said we'd be playing the game of the week. By the way, check out our Discord. Game of the Month program, but we have a Game of the Week as well, if you didn't know. Game of the Week right now is
Prehistoric Isles, right?
Prehistoric Isle 2.
Yep.
And I've never played that game. And what system is that for, anyways?
Neo Geo.
Neo
or arcade,
Geo.
I guess. I mean, you could do either.
Let's see if we have it on here. Neo Geo Arcade.
Or arcade, yeah.
Maybe Final Burn Neo. Hopefully one of us has it between all of us. No? Not on here. Well, at least not on Final Burn Neo.
Check Neo Geo.
Okay, I'll check Neo Geo.
Yeah, it should be a Neo Geo game.
Where's Neo Geo? Is Neo Geo one of the default stock? I never mess around with that system. I have CPS 1, 2, and 3.
That's weird. Go back. Oh, yeah, that's weird.
Oh, okay. Here's MAME. How about that?
Yeah, try to go.
Lots of games in MAME. I mean, this comes definitely loaded. If you're somebody who just likes to use the games built in, it
Chicken
does have
McNuggets,
plenty.
right? You could also just search it.
Oh, there is a search feature. There is a search feature. You're right. How? Select, right? No. Gives us networking info. Where is the search feature? I never used that. I should know this.
Do I have to load into stock firmware?
Yeah, I didn't see it in the MAME list anyways, but there's the game though. It is for Neo Geo. You fight as dinosaurs, or you shoot dinosaurs with your helicopter. I'm looking forward to playing this. You get half a point, get some sweet RH swag. Very cool. I will beat it before the Saturday I make that commitment to our Game of the Month program.
Yeah, you should go through that game. It's fun.
I wonder if I have Neo Geo in the standalone emulators.
That's what I was gonna say. Which section were you in?
I was in the RetroArch.
Try going into the game one and see if it's there.
I'm looking.
Yeah.
I'm looking. I don't see it there either. No. I feel like it's usually included, but it's not really a system I ever mess with.
That's
Do one of you guys have the game loaded? We don't need to spend.
Because I have Knulli on here right now, so I didn't bring my games over outside of the ones I picked.
Our thumbnail is a lie. That's. I guess we'll just live. We'll live
I mean, I have it on. I have it on my Switch too.
At least we talked about it.
On your Switch too. Yeah, we did talk about it.
I know. I saw Andrew playing it because he accepted my friend request, unlike someone else.
I do accept your friend request today. I saw it over lunch.
Oh, okay.
I saw it.
Okay.
I said Rob wants to play my friend. I accepted.
I'm ready.
I'm ready to play some of that Fast Fusion Mario Kart World with you.
I take it back.
Well, not Fast Fusion.
But
Mario
I might
Kart.
consider tagging you as my best friend, but I think Andrew will remain best friend.
Hey man,
right.
Wait, Andrew's your best friend? I thought. How long have we been doing this podcast? I was gonna give you best friend status so you could see all my activity.
I love how there is like an option to do that though.
You get to categorize your best friends and then your lesser than friends, who
It's like MySpace all over again.
yeah don't deserve the time of day. You get your top 8, and then everyone else is just garbage to you.
Everybody else is just mid.
They're just mid. Can't believe this. All right, what else? We got to get out of here. I got a graduation to go to. And
are you graduating finally?
I'm finally graduating.
I'm proud
from the
of you.
G350 to the 35XX Pro. Hey,
What a segue. That was good.
That was good. That was very good.
I'll do my wave.
Look at Stubbs' favorite game.
What are you doing? Oh yeah, that's right, Rob. I do like Cosmic Smash. This does play Dreamcast. This does play PSP.
Cosmic Smash is a good one on these devices.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, it's a good one.
One of Rob's favorites. As far as sleep goes on this, though, it's a really realized Linux sleep is not great. Depending on the custom firmware you use, though, it'll give you a little bit more, a little bit less power savings when you're in sleep, right? So Android is the device to go with, generally, if you want much better sleep mode.
Andrew.
Android. Did I say Andrew?
You said Andrew.
Oh.
Oh yeah, get your Andrew. He's the way to go.
Yeah,
I put Andrew right to sleep.
He was napping last night on the podcast a little bit.
That was Band's fault, though.
I rock him to sleep. Refresh rate is a clean 60 on here, as far as we can tell here. Battery, we talked about that. Performance, it doesn't get hot, which I appreciate in this H700 line. Some of them do get a little warm, the clamshells especially, but this one does not. Even if you're playing like PSP, Dreamcast, it's been pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I've been having Cosmic Smash running right now for a while, and it's fine. I don't feel anything. It will get warm when you're charging it. I noticed that, but I mean, again, that's kind of most devices, honestly.
Yeah. And as we're wrapping up here, let's get that music going. All right, everybody. So let's wrap up what we think about this. Kind of already shared thoughts a billion times throughout, but in general, if you already have a vertical budget, something in this price range, you probably don't have a great reason to move to this. Even if you have the G350 already, I wouldn't say, unless you really need Wi-Fi, and you could plug in like an adapter if you really do need it, I wouldn't say to spend more money on this. However, if you're a newcomer and you're watching this video, this live stream, you've been waiting to buy something, you want to spend about $50. You want it to play up to some of your favorite childhood classics, up to Dreamcast, PSP, Nintendo DS era. Not every game will run perfect, but if that is your focus, great PS1, great SNES, great arcade. This could be a really good contender, honestly. And I would say it kind of beats out the G350 now as being like a better upgrade from that. What makes it Pro? We still don't know. It has sticks. It's the 35XX Plus with sticks.
Plus Pro.
Plus Pro. It's the Plus Pro. It's a good price. It is in that impulse buy range as long as you're ordering from the U.S. warehouse. You don't need it, though, really, ultimately. For us who've been around here, it's a very iterative release. It doesn't really move the needle at all. But if you're just going fresh into this or have a recommend for a friend or family member, I can't find fault with it, necessarily. If cardinal snapping is a concern for you, just skip it entirely, because we don't have a custom firmware yet. I'm sure it's coming, yet, that addresses that, it looks like. So if that's a concern, no. But wasn't that present in the G350? I don't think we ever made a thing about that. Very good. Rob, is this a recommend from you? This is a buy, do not buy.
I think it's going to make a great gift for somebody. I think someone who's new to the space and has never experienced one of these devices before. I think fantastic gift. I mean, really. And it being on sale for $45, at least for the first 48 hours, tells me that we're going to see this guy for $45 and probably even less than that in the future. So,
yeah, you should see it on sales.
Newcomer, absolutely. This is a really nice package. You get everything. You get the Wi-Fi. You get all those niceties, video out. So, yes, I think this is definitely a nice device to buy. If you don't already have 10 other devices,
Right, exactly. And one thing I didn't think about here is that, remember when the 35XX Plus came out, that wasn't $45. That actually, for the same specs without sticks, that I think came in around $55 or $60 originally.
Interesting.
If I recall right. And I'm guessing if this did have 2 gigabytes of RAM, it would be the same price as the 34XX SP, which is a little higher priced, right? Around 55.
Yeah, it's a little bit more,
around
right?
60. It's such a moving target as far as like tariffs and where you're buying it from. So,
well, the sheer amount of options that you have now for that $50-ish price range is unreal. What we're getting today.
It's unhinged.
Yeah, it really is unhinged.
It is. So yeah, check it out in the description if you want to know more and you want to check it out. Ban has written impressions as well, and then we have a first impressions video from him if you want to see the unboxing experience and go through the little nuts and bolts of every little thing on it. He'll show you that. Check out Russ's video as well. Many other videos are out today since the embargo's over. Andrew, any final thoughts on your end?
No, I just echo what you guys. Yeah, if you don't have one, get one. It's a good buy. I think it's a good value. If you already have one, then don't, unless you're like us.
It's the most boring, ultimate vertical budget handheld that we have ever seen.
Yeah.
That is perfectly great. Nothing wrong with it. Completely useless if you have a billion of these things.
I might even say like maybe get this. If for somebody's first
40XXV. Now that is a little more pricey though. That's the other thing.
Yeah,
right?
but you also
That's,
get the it is.
You get bigger 4-inch screen.
Right. Yeah, and it comes with all the same custom firmware. I think the battery's bigger. There's only one stick, but I don't see a problem. I'm only ever using one stick.
How much Ape Escape do you play?
I don't play Ape Escape.
Yeah, me neither. But if you ever did,
wow!
I played it when it was Game of the Month, and I didn't even beat it.
Kyle says, "Got to do a price per frame because for power, what you get, it's pretty darn good." It's true. Like that's the thing. It's like
that's why I highlighted that comment. It's on point.
We can't not recommend this because it just does everything that it needs to do. Right? It's just not super exciting. That's all it is. But it's perfectly great. It's fine. It's fine. It's another Anbernic. It's another month, another Anbernic. What I'm really excited to talk about, though, is the RG Slide, because I got that today. And, man, they've been cooking on that RG Slide, man. It is heavy. It is that 380 grams, like we were talking about. But, whew, it is... I have thoughts. So this Friday, stick around. We have another live stream with the Anbernic RG Slide coming. I should be able to get a first impressions like produced video out as well. I will do my best. Producer Sony and I are very tired, but we will see if we can fit that in.
It's been crazy. It's been crazy.
We don't know the price yet for that. We don't know exactly when it is launching, but I believe it's going to be the end of this month. And if I had to guess, probably about $160 with that T820. Yeah. $160, $180, somewhere in that range. I can't wait to talk about it. I'm not allowed to talk about it too much yet. I posted a picture, at least of the box, on social media, and hopefully Anbernic won't throw me in the toilet for that. It's just the box. It's not even opened. The box did it. Come on.
Yeah, I was gonna say you weren't the only one to do that, so I wasn't in the clear there.
I wasn't the only one. But yeah, as far as other options, we already have talked to you to death on these. Like Andrew saying, the 40XXV. I really do recommend if you want the most bang for your buck and you don't mind not having Wi-Fi, the G350 is freaking awesome. Performance is on par. And
that's why we've been excited about it for months now. I mean, it's so dang good, you know.
It's the exact same handheld, pretty much, and it's less performant.
That's
We're
why
excited about it
if you
because
happen
it's
to
so
own
cheap.
a G350, you know, and you're kind of, you know, interested in this, it's like there's no point. Just save your money for something else, you know.
Save your money. You don't need to buy all these things. That's the main takeaway here. But let's get out of here. There's Zoo. Good luck to you, Zoo. Hope you had a good day at the beach. Enjoy your time with your family. Yeah. And until the next one, everybody, I want to thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share to stay in the know for all of your favorite retro handhelds. And a special thanks once again to our channel members, our patrons, and our subs for making everything here possible for us. Perks with RH start for as little as $3 a month. Join us in our Discord to chat and play games like the Game of the Week, for instance. And join us later this week where we're going to be talking about the RG Slide. We also have a podcast offline episode coming out with Franco Catrine of the RetroX front end. That'll be fun. And check out Rob's channel. Rob has some of the best freaking videos, man. Deep dives, beautiful camera work. Like I don't promote Rob enough. Yeah, he's kind of mid. Guys. He's kind of mid, but he makes great stickers.
Rob the mid dad, the retro mid dad.
He's the retro mid dad. But he's
I
our
appreciate that, though.
longtime collaborator and co-host here. And thanks, Andrew, for hopping on, man, and taking the time to show off what you got. We'll see you on the podcast next Monday. Until the next time, everybody, this is Stubbs on behalf of Andrew, Rob, and producer Sony. Thanks, producer Sony, for producing. Saying, take care of those handhelds. Let us know your thoughts on these things. And take care of each other, too. Bye.